Have you ever wondered why it feels like your life is stuck in a cycle, where the days repeat, and no matter how hard you try, the results remain the same? It's almost as if there's an invisible force holding you back, keeping you away from what you truly desire. Now, imagine this. What if that feeling of being stuck wasn't a mistake? What if all of this is happening for a greater reason, something you can't yet understand? Pay close attention, there's a message for you here, and it's unlike any other. This message has the power to completely change the course of your story, but only if you choose to listen until the end. This isn't about fleeting advice or a quick fix. It's about something that can open your eyes to a new way of seeing your life, something that can unlock doors you didn't even realize were closed. What if all your frustrations, fears, and that constant sense of doubt were actually clues? Clues that lead to the answers you've been searching for all this time. Answers that can redefine who you are and where you're headed. But here's the crucial part. These answers won't come easily. They demand something in return, your attention, your courage, and above all, your willingness to listen and reflect. Now, stop for a moment and think, are you ready to hear what these messages have to say? Because what comes next could be the turning point you've been waiting for. You didn't come this far by accident, and there's a reason why you're hearing this now. The question is, are you willing to let go of what's holding you back and take the next step toward the transformation your life so desperately needs? Sometimes, life seems to get stuck on repeat. The days go by, and no matter how hard you try, it feels like you're not making any progress. It's as if there's an invisible force, a barrier, that keeps you from moving forward. Have you ever felt that? Like you're paddling against a current that never stops pulling you back, no matter how hard you fight. When that happens, your mind starts searching for explanations. Maybe it's the circumstances, the people around you, or even a lack of opportunities. Maybe it's just bad luck. But what if all of that is just a distraction? What if the real reason for this block isn't outside of you but within? Think about it. What if this sense of stagnation is a reflection of something deeper? Something you haven't been able to see yet, but that's desperately trying to get your attention. Because the truth is, discomfort, frustration, and even pain aren't here to punish you. They're signals. Signals that something needs to change, that there's a new path waiting for you, but to find it, you need to face what's really happening. This cycle you're stuck in, this constant struggle, isn't the end of the story. In fact, it could be the beginning of something much greater. A transformation that can only happen when you stop looking outward and start listening to what's going on inside of you. But this transformation takes courage. It demands that you acknowledge that maybe the problem isn't the world around you but the way you've been approaching it. Now, the question is, are you willing to take a closer look? To face what this invisible current is trying to teach you? Because it isn't pulling you back without reason. It's preparing you for something greater, something you can't yet comprehend but will soon make perfect sense. And if you've come this far, it's because you're ready to start unraveling this mystery. Have you ever wondered how certain things in your life happen in ways that seem unexplainable? A coincidence here, an unexpected nudge there. Maybe you haven't noticed, but there's an invisible force working behind the scenes. It's not something you can touch or measure, but you can feel it. It's that subtle sense that something is trying to show you a way, even when everything around you feels like chaos. This force isn't magical or mystical. It's inside of you. It's your intuition, that inner voice you often silence because you're too busy trying to rationalize everything. But think about this, how many times have you ignored that voice? How many times have you made a decision because it seemed logical, yet deep down you felt it went against what you truly wanted? This force never stops working. It doesn't give up on you, even when you stop listening to it. And here's the most important part, this force can only take you so far. It gives you signs, places you on the path, but the rest is up to you. You need to act. You need to trust that, even without full understanding, this voice is guiding you towards something greater. Maybe you're waiting for proof, an undeniable confirmation that you're on the right track. But here's the truth, what you need isn't more proof, it's more courage to listen. What's at stake now is far greater than you realize. It's not just about solving a problem or overcoming an obstacle. It's about changing the way you engage with life. Your intuition, this invisible force, isn't here to hinder or confuse you. It's trying to protect you, trying to show you a path that goes beyond what you can see right now. But for this to work, you need to open up. You need to allow this force to guide you, even when the path feels uncertain. Because what you're feeling now, this doubt, this restlessness, isn't the end. It's a call. A call to trust, to reconnect with that part of you that has always known what to do but that you've been ignoring. So the question remains, are you willing to trust? Are you ready to stop fighting against the current and start working with it? Because that's the key. What lies ahead isn't a wall, it's a door. And this invisible force holds the key, but it needs you to be willing to turn the handle. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine, you are standing before an invisible wall. It is immense, silent, yet incredibly real. You can feel its presence. It doesn't push you, but it also doesn't let you pass. Every step you try to take feels like something is holding you back, pulling you in reverse. Frustrating, isn't it? You've been in this position before. It's that moment when everything seems within your grasp, but for some reason, you can't quite reach it. This wall isn't made of bricks or concrete. It's built from your doubts, your fears, and, most of all, your resistance. But what you may not have realized yet is that it's not there to punish you. It's there to protect you. This blockage is like a red traffic light that refuses to change, not because it wants to delay you, but because the road ahead isn't ready. Or maybe, just maybe, it's you who isn't ready yet. With every attempt to climb this wall, every time you strike it in frustration, something within you is changing. You don't notice it, but you're growing stronger. Every stumble, every obstacle is shaping you for what comes next. Because what lies beyond this wall isn't just a goal or a dream, it's a completely different version of yourself. And that version needs to be ready to face what awaits. But here's the thing, the wall won't disappear on its own. It will only come down when you're prepared. This isn't about physical strength, it's about inner strength. You need to make a choice. You need to decide that you're ready to let go of fear, doubt, and the old stories you've been telling yourself about why things can't change. That is the first step. Now, feel the tension rising. You know you're on the brink of something significant. You can feel it in the air, as if the universe itself is waiting for your decision. Your heart races, your thoughts intensify. It's like standing at the edge of a mountain, about to take the leap that will change everything. But this leap can only happen if you trust. If you look at the wall and realize it isn't the enemy. It's your final test. And now, the moment has arrived. The choice is in front of you. You can keep trying to climb this wall with brute force, frustrating yourself with every attempt, or you can pause, breathe, and realize that the key to breaking it down has always been within you. Everything depends on your decision. The wall is only the beginning. The real journey starts when you choose to trust what's ahead. Now, the moment has come. You stand at the most important crossroads of your life. On one side is the path you know well, safe, predictable, but filled with the same frustrations and limitations that brought you here. On the other side lies uncharted territory, full of uncertainties but also brimming with possibilities and promises of transformation. And now, you must decide. This decision is not trivial. It requires courage because it means letting go of everything that is familiar, even the pains you've become used to carrying. Yes, you've gotten used to it. That feeling of being stuck, repeating the same mistakes, fighting the same fears, has become part of your identity. But let me ask you, is this identity you've built truly who you are, or is it just a version of you shaped by the fears you've never faced? Making this decision means looking inside yourself and confronting what you've been avoiding. It's realizing that resisting, fighting against what seems to be the natural course of life, has only kept you stuck. Resisting the flow is not strength, it's exhaustion. True strength lies in letting go, in trusting, in taking the step even when you can't see the next one. The first step doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs to be real. And that's what you need to do now. Decide that you are going to break the cycle. Decide that you are going to let go of the invisible chains that keep you in the same place. This choice is not about what you'll leave behind, but about what you're ready to receive. Now, imagine for a moment, what if you decide that today is the day everything changes? That this exact moment is the turning point of your story? This choice may seem small, a simple yes to change. But in reality, it's the greatest act of courage you've ever taken. It's in this yes that you break the cycle. It's in this yes that you turn your fears into momentum and your doubts into fuel for something greater. What you need to understand is that not deciding is already a decision. Staying in inertia is choosing the comfort of the known over the freedom of the unknown. But you weren't made to live limited. This is the moment to stop fighting against yourself. This is the moment to trust the journey and choose the path that takes you out of the cycle. Now, the choice is in your hands. Not tomorrow, not in some distant future, but right now. What are you going to decide? The transformation you so desperately want is not somewhere far off, waiting for an uncertain future. It's here, now, right before you, ready to happen. But there's a simple, powerful truth you need to understand: nothing will change until you choose to change. It's not about luck, circumstances, or time. It's about decision. And that decision begins with you. Everything you need to change your life is already inside you. Maybe you've spent years looking for answers outside, seeking solutions in places that could never give you what you're looking for. But now, it's time to look within. The strength, courage, and clarity you need to transform your reality are not somewhere else, they are within your own heart and mind. The signs have been all around you this whole time. Every failure, every disappointment, every obstacle has been a disguised message, preparing you for this moment. These challenges didn't come to defeat you, they came to strengthen you, to remind you that you are far stronger and more capable than you believe. But now, these signs are becoming clearer, more insistent. They're calling you to act, to finally take the step you've been postponing. There is no more time to hesitate. No more space for doubts. The life you desire, the future you dream of, is within your grasp. But it will only become real when you decide you deserve it, when you make the conscious decision that it's time to act. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. Imagine for a moment, what would your life be like if, a year from now, you look back and realize everything changed because today, you chose to trust. Because today, you chose to act. This is the difference a single choice can make. The power to change has always been in your hands. Now, you have to decide, will you continue living in the cycle, waiting for something to change on its own? Or will you be the agent of your own transformation? The future you desire is not an unattainable dream. It is possible, it is real, but it depends on you. The final question is, are you ready to transform your life today? The power is with you. The choice is yours. The future begins now. Make your choice.